delta psi, which means it is the range of input angle. Psi is for input angle. Delta psi means it is range of input angle is 120 degrees. And delta phi, that is the range of output link angle, is 60 degrees. So this is the problem statement. I hope you have noted down this.
So please wait.
Okay.
Done, sir.
So we are going to start with the solution of this problem. So before proceeding to the graphical method, I have already discussed this in the beginning of the second unit, that any problem that you are going to come across for synthesis, the first step is to always find out the precision points and precision angles, which you have to do it by using Chebyshev method. In Chebyshev method, again, you have the option to choose graphical or analytical. And let us start by doing this with the analytical method. So the first step for the solution is to write down the equation of Chebyshev spacing, that is delta xj equal to delta x by 2. Inside the square bracket, we have 1 minus cos of pi into 2j minus 1 divided by 2n, where j stands for the number of precision points. So you can start with 1, 2, and 3. Why only 3? Because we are solving this by using 3 position synthesis. So that's why your n will be equal to 3. So I need x1, x2, and x3. Delta x is something which you already know from the problem statement. Delta x is nothing but 90 minus 0, which will be equal to 90. So delta x is 90 upon 2, 1 minus cos of pi into 2j. J again, it varies from 1 to 3. And small n is equal to 3, because n is 3 precision points. So solving this, you will get delta x1, delta x2, delta x3. So once you get the value of delta x1, delta x2, and delta x3, you can add x0 to them, so that you can get directly what is x1, x2, x3. And since the equation y is equal to sine x, if you know x, you can get the value of y also, associated y values.
So is delta x1 6.03?
I don't have the answer. You'll have to tell me, and if others agree, then it is correct. 6.03.
Yes, sir, it is.
So not x1, delta x1.
Okay, sorry. Anyways, x0 is 0 only. Since x0 is 0, x1 will be equal to delta x1 directly. So 6.05. What is x2?
0.03. X2 is 45.
x2 is 45. x3?
83.97.
83.97. What will be x4?
So 3 point you said only 3, right?
I said only 3, but what will be x4 by default? It will be 90. Why 90? Because see, x0 and x4 are two extreme points. So x0 will be 0 and x4 will be 90. That is the range of x. In between this, we have got these three precision points. So no need to calculate x4, you will directly get it 90. I'll also write x0 over here, which will be equal to 0.
So delta x4 we are getting a same as x3.
How can it be same? When the value of j will change, j has to become 4, no?
Yes.
Right? So then the value has to change. There's no need to actually calculate this. It's not a compulsory thing to calculate. You can directly write it, but it is needed to calculate the value of y0 and y4 accordingly. I hope all are getting these answers. Please let me know if these answers are correct or if anyone is getting some other answer.
No, it is correct, sir.
Sorry?
Correct, sir. Answer is correct, sir.
All of you have done, or if anyone wants me to wait on this slide, please respond, or else I will go to the next slide. Okay. The next step, once we get
So
the
function is y sin x, right? Y equal to sin x.
y equal to sin x. So y0 will be y is equal to sine of x0. So x0 is 0, so sine 0 is 0. Similarly, at the end, sine of x4, sine 90 will be 1. So y range will be from 0 to 1. So delta y is 1 minus 0, which is equal to 1. Delta x is 90, delta y is 1. Okay, you can take your time as much as you want because we are already ahead in the syllabus. Done?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so the next step would be to calculate the input and output precision angles. Okay, so the equation for calculating the input angles, precision input angle, will be delta psi j, which is already sorry, not known to us, but we have to replace this j with 1 and 2 and so on. Delta psi j will be equal to delta psi, which is given to us in the problem, divided by delta x, which we know, into bracket xj minus x1. Okay, so I cannot start with the j as 1. I have told you the reason for that. I will repeat the reason why I cannot start with taking this j as 1. So if I take this j as 1, then I'll have delta of psi 1 will be equal to delta psi by delta x. In the bracket, I will have x1 minus x1, which will be 0. This is one reason why I am not going to start with the j is equal to 1. The other reason is I have to design a mechanism such that its initial position is totally based on assumption. I can start drawing the mechanism from wherever I want. It's just like if I ask you to draw a line of say 5 centimeters. So even this is a correct answer. Even this is a correct answer. Even this is a correct answer. Ultimately, this is a line of 5 centimeter. It doesn't matter from where you are starting. Right? In the similar fashion, the initial position of that mechanism link, which we are going to design now, I can start it from anywhere I want. That's why that initial input precision angle I'm not taking, which I'm going to assume it. So delta of psi 1 is assumed. So I'm going to start with the delta psi 2 and delta psi 3. I want these two angles. We are solving with this 3 position method. So 3 precision angles are supposed to come, out of which delta psi 1.
51.96, sir.
So I'm going to write psi 2 equal to 51.9, or I'll make it 52 degrees round here. How much is psi 3?
103.92, 104.
5 2.
24.08.
Others, please verify. Phi 2 answer we are getting here is 24.08.
35.56.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in this case, delta y is equal to y4 minus y naught, sir.
Yes, exactly. That is correct. That is 1.
That is 1. We getting output as 36.12, sir.
Phi 2, right?
Yes, sir. y2.
Yes. Yeah, that's what. I was wondering it is 36. 36 point?
1, 2, sir.
Okay. I don't know who told me 24. Please check where you have gone wrong. Delta phi is given in the problem statement. Delta y is equal to 1. And here yj means you have to take y2,
Yes,
which
yes,
you
sir.
already calculated.
36.12. 36.12.
And what will be phi 3?
53.34, sir.
53.3. Okay, so these are the values which we have got the precision angle. Okay, if all of you are done, then I'll proceed to the next slide. If you want time, then I'm going to wait. Anyone? If you want me to wait, please let me know. Looks like everyone have completed till this step. And the next step is very important. You have to clearly indicate what are the assumptions that we are going to make. Okay, before that, let me just draw this here. This input angles, let me just draw it in this fashion for you guys to understand what exactly I'm trying to do here. This is the initial input link, which I'm going to name it as O2A. So since there are three positions, I'm going to write A1, A2, and A3. Okay, so this initial angle of A1 is based on assumption, which we are going to do it now. And psi 2 is what? It is the angle between A2 to A1. This is psi 2. And what is psi 3? It is the angle between A3 to A1. This is psi 3. Okay, in the similar way, output angle also we have done in the same fashion. Please note that this psi 2 and psi 3 are measured with respect to the first position, that is A1. Why first position? Because I have taken in the formula, I have taken here as x1. So all the angles are measured with respect to the precision point 1 or A1. An assumption, the first assumption I am going to make is of the fixed link. So approximately this is how our mechanism is going to look approximately, wherein this is O2, A, B, and O4. This is the approximate what I am showing, out of which this link is fixed. So the first step I'm doing is assuming the fixed link O2, O4 is equal to 1 unit. This 1 unit, you can take it like anything. 1 unit is equal to 10 centimeters or 1 unit is equal to 8 centimeters, depending upon what size of the book you are using. Based on that, you can draw this or take the scaling. The second assumption I'm making is the link length of the output link. See, I have to design the link lengths such that it should satisfy the equation y is equal to sin x. So out of which I am going to assume one is fixed link, 1 unit, and I'm going to also assume one link, that is output link O4B of 0.75 units. And last assumption is initial position for the output angle. That means this angle over here. Initial position for the output link angle, I'm going to measure, assume it as 60 degrees. So these are the assumptions that we are going to make for 3-position synthesis method. Okay, based on these assumptions, we'll start the drawing procedure, graphical procedure. I request you to dedicate one entire page
Excuse
for
me,
the
sir.
drawing of this. Yes.
So can you please explain the assumptions again?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is a approximate mechanism that we are going to design. O2, A, B, O4, out of which O2, O4 is a fixed link. O2A happens to be the crank and AB connecting rod or connecting link, and O4B is the output link. So we are going to make 3 assumptions. The first assumption is fixed link length O2, O4. I'm going to take it as equal to 1 unit. Okay, this 1 unit you can equate it to anything. So you can equate it to 10 centimeters. 1 unit is equal to 10 centimeter or 8 centimeters. So that is left up to you, depending upon the size of the page available over there. Okay. Next assumption is O4B1. Okay, since output link it has 3 precision, so it will be having like 3 links in this fashion: B1, B2, B3. So that O4B1 link length, I'm going to assume it as 0.75 units. Okay, so whatever unit you have taken
Excuse
here,
me,
the
sir.
same unit you have to take here.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
But O4B we can assume, right? O4B1 we will be drawing later.
See,
We did not
O4B1
understand.
or O4B2 or O4B3 link lengths are going to be same, one and the same. It's only changing its position. See, in this previous case, I have told you in input link O2A1 I have O2A2 and O2A3. Only their angular position is changing, but the link length will remain same. So while writing assumption, whether I write O4B1 or whether I write O4B2 or O4B3 or just O4B, it is one and the same, because the link length will remain same. Only
Yes,
their
yes,
angular
sir.
position changes. Okay. So second assumption is for the output link length, and third assumption is for the initial position, that is O4B1. When you take O4B1, at what angle you are going to take that assumption you can do as 60 degrees. This is totally dependent on you. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to take 60 degrees. You can make it 40, 45, 50, anything. These units also you can change. So just make sure that whatever you are writing, you follow it in the diagram perfectly. For example, O2, O4 is 1 unit, which is, if I take it as 10 centimeter, then O4B1 will be 0.75 units, which means it will be 7.5 centimeters. Okay. I think this 7.75 units will be too much. You can reduce it to 0.5 units. I'm not sure. Okay, let us see. Make it 0.5 units. We'll draw it and check it out. Okay, so with these assumptions, let us move to the procedure. I hope these assumptions are clear.
Yes, sir.
Let us move to the procedure. The first step, we have to draw the output link in its specified positions to get B1, B2, and B3. Okay, so let us start drawing. You can do it along with me. The first step, I will actually draw our fixed link, which I have not mentioned in that procedure statement. So 1 unit. So in my case, in my software, I am going to take the scale of 100:1. That is 1 unit. I'm taking it as 100. You can choose appropriately. So this is the first step. Please draw exactly at the center of the page, and if possible, draw it in a landscape mode. If possible, draw it landscape, or even in portrait mode also it will be fine. It shouldn't be a problem. After drawing after solving this problem, we'll understand how the final diagram is going to look like. So I have this O2. And I have this O4 here of 1 unit. So I've taken 1 unit is equal to 100 mm or 100 cm, whatever it is. In software, I've taken it as equal to 100. The next step, I will draw O4B1. We know its length, which is assumed as 0.5 units. So from O4, I'm going to draw a line of 0.5 units at an angle of 60 degrees. This is my assumption. Right, this is 60 degrees, what I've got. And this is B1. So I've got O4B1 over here, which is at 60 degrees from horizontal line, length of 0.5 units.
So we have to go on marking lengths too.
Yeah, next step is to get O4B2 and O4B3. O4B2 means I have to see over here what we have got here. I've got phi 2 as 36 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'll draw a line of 0.5 at an angle. Look, let me not mention here. I'll just show it here. So this angle, I'm going to make it as 36. So this is our B2 here. So I've got O4 B2, which is at an angle of 36 degrees with respect to B1. And in the next step, I will draw O4 B3 also. Let us see at what distance I'm supposed to draw. I'm supposed to draw it at a distance of 53.3 degrees. So the angle between this link and this link should be 53 degrees. So that I will get B3. I hope it is clear. The first step of synthesizing the linkage. Getting B1, B2 and B3.
Yes, sir.
And if you're done with this, shall I proceed or anyone wants me to wait? Okay, I'll proceed.
I mean,
Yes.
may-
The second step is very important. I need to draw a ray O2 B2 and I need to rotate it backwards by an angle of minus psi 2. Backwards, that's why I'm taking a negative sign here. I need to rotate it backwards by psi 2 so that I can locate what is B2 dash. Okay, I'll repeat. We have to draw a ray O2 B2 and that ray I have to rotate it backwards by an angle of psi 2 to get B2 dash. Let us see, it is very simple, don't get confused here. Just for your understanding, I'll delete these angles. Okay, let us make it a very clean diagram here. So I'll just first draw a ray. First you listen to me, then you can draw it. I'll draw a ray O2 B2. Okay. I'm going to draw a ray O2 B2. Then in software, I can draw it in many ways, but from your point of view, I'll explain you what to do. You're supposed to take a compass and with O2 as a center and O2 B2 as the radius, you will have to rotate this or draw an arc in the clockwise direction by an angle of psi 2. I'll show you how it is supposed to look. What is psi 2 here? Psi 2 is 52 degrees. So I'll draw a line. This angle must be 52 degrees from this line to this line. What you have drawn should be 52 degrees. And I'm supposed to draw an arc here in this fashion with center O2, radius equal to O2 B2. I have to rotate this up till here. Okay, I'll trim off the extra portion here. I hope you got the point here. I've joined a ray O2 B2. This is the ray here which I've highlighted. Then I've rotated this ray backwards by an angle of psi 2, which is 52 degrees, so that I can get B2 dash. I'll show you where is this B2 dash. Is here. So this is B2 dash, what I've got. Please let me know if you have any doubts here.
So angle 52 should be from O2 B2 only, right? Not from the horizontal line.
No, it should be from O2 B2, because
Yes.
O2 B2 is a ray which I am supposed to rotate by 52 degrees.
Yes.
So O2 B2, this line I am rotating by psi 2 degrees, that is 52. Done, all of you?
Done, sir.
Okay, the next step, let us see in the presentation what it is. The next step is to similarly draw O2 B3 and rotate it backwards by psi 3, so that you can locate B3 dash. Okay, let us repeat this step now. I'll draw a line O2 B3. Okay, this line O2 B3, I need to rotate it back by psi 3. I don't know what is the value of psi 3. Let me check. Psi 3 is 104. Okay, so psi 3 is 104. So I'll draw a line a random line, and I'll measure the angle here from this angle to this line. So this has to be 104 degrees. So now I'll draw the arc here. Okay, so I'm going to get this B3 dash over here. I've joined O2 B3. I have rotated it by 104 degrees to get B3 dash. Done, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will quickly show you the last step, and then you can do it after the class also. Okay, the last step is to draw the mid normals to the line B1, B2 dash and B2 dash, B3 dash. And these mid normals will intersect at A1. Mid normals means exactly the center point or the midpoint of the line. From there, you are supposed to draw the perpendicular line. Okay, so I need to locate this line first, B1, B2 dash. This is first line from where I need to draw the mid normal. The second line is B2 dash and B3 dash. From here, I need to draw the mid normal. So let us do that here. For your clarity, I'll delete these arc so that you can view it clearly. I'm deleting the arc just for your clarity. Okay. So the first line is B1, B2 dash. From here, I need to draw on mid normal. And another line is B2 dash, B3 dash. So B2 dash and B3 dash. Okay. So let me draw the mid normal for the first line, that is B1 and B2 dash. So I'll locate the midpoint of this over here. Sorry. Okay, this is the midpoint. And from here, I am going to draw the perpendicular line of some approximate length. This is my first line. The second line, I am going to find out this B2 dash and B3 dash and draw the mid normal here. From the center point, I am going to draw the perpendicular line in this fashion. So these are the two lines which we have drawn perpendicular or mid normals to B1, B1 B2 dash and B2 dash B3 dash. So once these two mid normals are drawn, they are going to intersect at some point, and that intersection point will be our point A1. Let me just trim off these extra lines. And if I join O2 to this point, this is our A1. Okay, I hope you have understood this step. B1, B2 dash, draw the mid normal. This is the mid normal. Similarly, B2 dash, B3 dash, draw the mid normal. Wherever they intersect, that becomes your A1, point A1. Now, once this is done, all the graphical procedures are over. Let me directly join or make the final mechanism. Okay, what should be the final mechanism? It should start from O2, O2 to A1, and from A1 to B1, from B1 to O4, and from O4 to O2. So this mechanism is what is your final mechanism, which you should draw it with the thick lines. I'll repeat, your final mechanism is O2, A1, B1 and O4. See, to satisfy a particular function, there is no unique solution for the mechanism. Now I can also, since I have got O2, A1, I can also draw O2, A2 also, because I know the angle. I can draw O2, A3 also. And then I can make another mechanism like O2, A2, B2 and O4, or O2, A3, B3 and O4. Okay, so you are going to get three options over here. So any one mechanism is your final answer. So in this case, I have just made that O2, A1, B1 and O4. This is my final mechanism which is going to satisfy the function y is equal to sin x. Once this is done, you will have to just measure all the link lengths and write it down. So I'm going to stop the class over here. You can continue this after the class, and let me know if you are having any doubts. We'll continue with the fresh problem in the next class.
Sir, please tell the linked lens answer.
Okay. This was okay. So this 1 unit was equal to 100. Okay, and this 1 unit, 0.5 unit was equal to 50 mm.
Sir, is it 0.36?
I'll tell you O2A, that should be your that is 0.35 units. O2A,
We got 0.36.
yeah, 0.3536 my answer is. And let me also tell you the answer, A1B1 answer.
1.25 units.
Yeah, I'm getting it as 1.27. So these are the answers of link lengths. So with these link lengths, if you create the mechanism, it will satisfy that equation y is equal to sin x. I hope the concept is clear for you guys. Even if it's not, don't worry, we'll be solving another 1 or 2 problems so that it will be more clear. Done? So let me take the attendance and you can leave. Okay, done. So thank you, everyone. We'll wind up the class now.
Thank you, sir.